Hello everyone. This question is the of the projectile motions. The projectile motions question is the projectile is fired. Projectile is fired from the horizontal ground with speed u. With speed u, projectile angle. Projection angle is theta. One projectile which is fired with speed u and projection angle is the theta. Okay. When the acceleration due to gravity is small g. Let us suppose a figure is given. For that situations, a projectile with x-axis and y-axis. Velocity u is given. U is that situations, and projection angle is the theta. Projectile is given. Velocity u is given. Projection angle is the theta. This is the projection angle theta. Okay. So this projectile is going for that situations, and at the highest point the trajectory, the projection enters a different region with effective acceleration due to gravity g prime equal to g divided by 0.81. In this question, the range of the projectile is the d. Means we can say, if we projected with velocity u and angle theta, then range of the projectile according to that situation equals to d. But in this case, in this question is given, if this projectile is reaches at the maximum height d, maximum height, then imply that particle which goes under another gravitation, another acceleration g prime equal to g divided by 0.81 region. This is the maximum height. This particle goes with the maximum height. Let us suppose this point equal to a, and upwards पे just another gravitational, another acceleration g prime equal to g upon 0.81. Means if a particle goes from O to A, then that is the gravity g equal to g. If a particle crosses the A point, then that is the another g which will be equal to g upon 0.81. Another g which will be equal to g upon 0.81. So g prime equal to g upon 0.81. We can say that if velocity u and angle theta, then whole of the range d. D means this is the half d by 2. So this point equals to the d by 2, and another half region. This is not a d by 2 because the acceleration g prime equal to g upon 0.81. So this region, let us suppose this region equal to the x. This region equal to the x. Implies that we can say, in this question is given that effective acceleration due to gravity g prime equal to that number. Means if this particle enter from A to B region, then g prime equal to g upon 0.81. Means g prime equal to g upon 0.81. Then the new range d prime equal to the n into d. D prime equal to n into d means, and for whole system, if a particle goes from O to A and A to B, then whole range d prime equal to n times of a d. Means d is what? Range of this projectile. Means not a range of this projectile. D prime is the range of this projectile. Means there are the two regions, O to A, g equal to g, and A to B, g prime equal to g upon 0.81. But we have to need the g prime equal to n into d. Then find the value of a n. This question is advanced 2022 questions. 2022 questions. This question belongs to the integer type questions. So we have to solve these questions. Means d prime equals to n times of a d. Then d prime equals to the n times of a d. Right here, d prime equals to the n times of a d, and we have to need the value of n. imply that you can say, we know that if velocity, initial velocity u is given, projection angle is theta, then range r equals to the u square sine 2 theta by g. Okay, then for that situations, if velocity u, then g equal to g, then according to that situations, if not here, then whole range d equal to the u square sine 2 theta divided by g. But this is not a d, this is the d prime, d and d by 2. So we have to need the value of d by 2. D by 2 means this number equal to the d by 2. But we have to need the value of a x, because d prime equal to, according to that situation, d prime equal to the d plus x. D plus x means the value of a d plus x, sorry, d by 2 plus x, because this is the d by 2 and this is the x. So net range d prime equals to the d by 2 plus x. Now we have to need the value of a x. X is what? Here given. In this question, that particle goes at the highest point. Highest point means that particle goes the highest point means velocity u, angle theta. So this is the horizontal velocity u cos theta. We know that horizontal velocity is always constant, which will be equal to u cos theta. If along the x direction there is no acceleration will be acted, only one acceleration will be acted, which is the acceleration vertically downward. So velocity will be affected along the plus y or minus y. Along x, velocity cannot be affected. If at O point initial horizontal velocity which will be equal to u cos theta, then always u cos theta will be constant. Means horizontal velocity equal to the u into cos of a theta. Imply that you can say here u cos of a theta. So tell me one thing, let us suppose we are observing A to B point. Only we have to observing A to B point. Let us suppose this is the A point, this is the A point, and this is the B point. If a particle goes from A to B under g prime equal to the g upon 0.81 and initial horizontal velocity ux equal to the u into cos of a theta, we have to need the value of a x. So this projectile is from a certain height h. This projectile is the certain height h. Let us suppose this height equal to the h. We have to need the value of a x, but h is given. This is the vertical height h. U cos theta is the given. G prime is the given. We have to need the value of a x. X, how you can say the value of a x? Means x equals to the, we know that x equal to the ux into time t. Time t means time taken from A to B. Time taken from A to B means we can observe here time taken from A to B. We know that if a ball is going a path A to B, then a shadow is going on the vertical directions. If a light ray is dropping from positive x directions to that number, so ball is here, shadow is here, ball is here, shadow is here, ball is here, shadow is here. Imply that we are observing only on the shadow, not observing a ball. This is your trick. Means you can say is ball is here, shadow is here, ball is here, shadow is here, ball is here, shadow is here. Imply that you can say ball is here, shadow is here. Imply that you can say not observing a ball, we are observing only the shadow. Means shadow means this is observing a shadow only that direction along the y-axis. Okay. And if a ball is here, shadow is here, ball is here, shadow is here, also you can observe the along the x direction and y directions. Okay, only we are treating the value of x. X means that x equals to the horizontal velocity and time, means you can say we are observing the shadow on the x directions, implies that we are along x directions, means the velocity of horizontal direction shadow equal to u cos theta, and this time from A to B equal to the time from A to B, means time taken on the y-axis shadow on the x-axis shadow equal to the time taken from ball A to B. Imply that you can say this is the value of a x. Okay, if we observe the observation of a shadow along the x directions, observation of the shadow along the x directions, then you can say x equal to ux into time taken from A to B. Okay, also you have to discuss the value of h. Firstly, we are trying to find out the ux. Ux means given point ux equal to the u cos of theta. Okay, and we have to need the time. Time means that is the important point. We have to need the time taken from A to B by ball, the time taken from that number. Let us suppose this is the point P point. This is the P point. Time taken of the shadow from A to P, or time taken from shadow A to B. That time will be equal to same. If we observing along the y-axis, means time taken from A to B, means time taken from A to B, you can say just we can apply the s बराबर ut plus half at square, means s बराबर ut plus half at square. Okay, s equals to ut plus half at square, means you can observe the along the y-axis shadow. Okay, we can observe the y-axis shadow, imply that if shadow is here and final shadow is here, this is the initial position, this is the final positions. This is the initial positions and this is the final positions. Okay, and that you can say h equals to the ux. Ux is what? Sorry, uy equal to 0, because all velocity will be along the x-axis, not along the y-axis. Along the y-axis, which will be equal to 0. Okay, 0 plus 1 by 2 ay into t square, then t equal to root of 2h by a of y. Okay, this is the time taken from A to B. Right here, time taken from A to B equal to root of 2 times of h divided by ay. Okay, ay equal to, for that situations, ay equal to g prime equal to g upon that number. Imply you can say this is the ay, right here, this is the ay. So you can say equal to the u cos of theta into root of 2h. H means h of that projectile or h of that projectile will be equal. Portion 1 projectile, portion 2 projectile, that is the h will be equal. Okay, so h for that situation equal to the u square sin square theta by 2g. So put the value of u square sin square theta by 2g. Okay, that is the value of h divided by ay. Ay is what? Write the value of ay for that projectile. Okay, so this is the value of g into g divided by just 0.81 into 0.81. So this is the value of g. Okay, right here. So this 2 will be cancelled here, and then you can say u square into u root of then this is the u square. Also you can say this number equals to the u square sin square theta, then this value equal to sin theta into cos theta, and also you can say this number equals to the divided by g and into 0.81. 0.81 means 0.9. This number equal to the 0.9, because root of 0.81 equal to the 0.9. Okay, so this value equal to the x. This value equals to the x. Okay, And also you can say this is what a value. We can say if this number equal to the, if multiplying this number 2 into 2, there is no effect, because we are trying to find out the range d. D equal to u square sine 2 theta by g. We know that d is the range of initial, so that are trying to find out the in terms of a d. So sine 2 theta into u square sine 2 theta by g, which will be equal to the d. So this number equal to d. In that you can say d into 0.9 divided by 2. So d into 0.9 divided by 2, and whole number which will be equal to the x equal to that number, but we have to need the value of a d prime. So d prime equal to the d by 2, right here d by 2 plus that number equal to what? So this number equal to 0.9 divided by 2 into d. 0.9 divided by 2, this is the number of a 0.45. This number equal to the 0.45. Okay, 0.45, and this number equals to the 0.45. This value equal to the d. D means this value equal to the 0.5. Okay, 0.5. So 0.5 plus 0.45, which will be equal to the 0.95 into d. So d prime equal to the 0.95 into d, but d prime equals to the n times of a d. N times of d means the value of a n equal to the 0.95. N equal to the 0.95.